Matt and I popped into our local Target, and would you believe what we found a week before release date, and they already had it up for sale. So you know we grabbed it. Okay, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I opened this up, I built it for you guys, I filmed the whole thing, and then when I went down to process the video, I found out that my sound was so horrible. I had this horrible squeaking hum through it because I hadn't plugged in my microphone all the way. So we're going to redo it, but I've already put the stickers on, and we have our little pile of extra pieces that came. But I have everything put back into their appropriate bags, and we're going to build this Droideka again. Let's get this guy started. I can tell you that he is unbelievably awesome. He's so much fun, and I'm so excited that we were able to pick him up. We found him and the pod racing diorama at our local Target, and we were completely shocked because we were not expecting that, and we even wondered, goodness, are they for sure for sale? You know, they were out there like they were, but we went and did the whole price scan thing to make sure, and they were. So kind of felt like, you know, we were doing something we shouldn't be allowed to do, but we went ahead and picked them up, and I'm really excited to have them early. We had heard that this kind of thing can happen sometimes. Walmart or Target can put them out early. I don't know if they're allowed to put them out early, or it just is a misunderstanding, or what happens there, but we'd never seen that happen before. It was kind of exciting being on that side of it to be able to find one. But we're going to get him built up and see how amazing he looks. He's a little technical, but not bad. He's a lot of fun to build, and you have to pick him up because he looks really great on display, I'm sure. I haven't found a spot for him where he's going to go yet, but I will do so very soon. I'm excited about all the sets they're releasing. I'm not sure how many of them I'll be able to get. Oops, wait, I forgot something. Let's not forget that. Not sure how many I'll be able to get right away, because it added up to a nice little price tag, but I was so impressed with every set that they did put online that's coming soon, that I'll definitely have to be working on them, picking them up. Which sometimes I think, well, I mean, they're all good, but that one's maybe not my favorite, so I'll hold back on maybe picking it up. And then I'll find something, and then I'll be like, oh my goodness, now I have to have it. So this happened to me recently because I saw someone, I'm going to put the link in for you. It was an article about somebody taking the Superstar Destroyer, which I do have actually. I'm trying to find a piece. Oh, there's one. They're kind of hiding. I'm not sure. Oh, there they go. Okay, I found them both. Somebody took the Superstar Mini Destroyer, and they built up their own version of like a portion of the Death Star. And then they had the Superstar Destroyer going down into it, you know, crashing into it, which I know that this is really odd, but it's like one of my favorite scenes from that movie. I have no idea why. Don't ask me why. But I saw that and I was like, oh my goodness. And then my brain got to going. Because you know how they've released all these little small versions. They have Millennium Falcon and the Invisible Hand and the different ones that they've kind of been releasing in miniature. I got the Super Star Destroyer, but I haven't gotten a lot of the other ones. And so I was like, oh my goodness, if you could buy the ship and then build up a diorama around it to make like a scene with it using your own parts. Oh, I'm in for that. So now I'm in all kinds of trouble because when I didn't think I was going to collect all those little ships, now I think I have to have them. Poor Matt. He might have thought he got away with not having to pick all those up, but I don't think he's going to be so lucky. This piece wants to go in upside down. Let me see. So this is actually the base to his little body. When I first built it, I was a little confused, but it's his little rounded bottom, so to speak. And there's some surprises in store. This set does have some great features to it, and I love the parts that they've used. Now watch this. This is fun. I'm going to push this connecting piece into there, but then when you push it down, it snaps in perfectly on top of those. I don't know why that tickles me so much, but I guess I wasn't expecting it to perfectly be able to be connected and then also snap into place. I thought that was pretty cool. All right. Look at this. You push this little connection piece through and then snap him in. I love that so much. Things you wouldn't think about doing, and then they work. And then it's very helpful to, because he has so many connecting parts on him. This goes down here. To be able to attach everything that he has. I think they use more connecting pieces in this set than I've seen used in a long time, unless you have something really big and technical. Now, where did the piece go? It's hiding from me again. Maybe because it's, no, it's not dark gray, it's a light gray. Well, let me see. Well, look at what I did. And can you believe I've already built this thing? This piece doesn't go there. This piece goes here. We're going to snap that down. And then this piece can now go over here. But like this. Goodness. Silly little mistake. I'm going to push this one in. And we get to snap him down too. That's a lot of fun. And then that goes there. It's very important to make sure that you have the connecting pieces correct on all the spots, because you're going to be attaching so many different parts to all of that. At first I didn't know, whoops. What I thought about him being small, when I had heard the rumor that he might be coming out, I had kind of anticipated that he would be. Okay, I'm actually surprised with this. This has a plate underneath of it, and these are taller, so they match up perfectly than this one right here. I guess when I put it together the first time, I didn't even realize that there is a step down in size between those. That's pretty cool. Good to know, too. For some reason, I thought those were all the same height. Paying a little bit more attention to detail this time around. Maybe that's good. All right, we're going to set this down and we're going to make this funny looking little armored plating that goes up. Now, wait a minute. This is where you got to get it right. You want to make sure that there's 3 of these type, and then these alternate up here. I love those glowing red pieces. These are funny looking little things. And they go underneath. Line them up with these connectors. Like this. But they'll be needed later on. Let me see here. I feel like... Nope, that's correct. Okay, I feel like I'm missing something. There's a couple pieces here. Now, where do those pieces go? I know they go somewhere. Let me figure out what in the world I missed. Okay, they go right here on top. I got curious about those other pieces, and so then I completely spaced. I'm going to turn this around this way, actually, and put that there, and then this one goes there. About the size difference between those, and I completely missed that. So we got those on right, and this guy is going to snap in right here. It's got a lot of tight connections. There we go. Just like that. And now we're on to bag number 2. Okay, there's a lot of pieces in this bag. And it builds up like, kind of like his back portion for me. Part of his little body, I suppose. It's kind of a cool piece. But first we're going to put down some Christmas colors. I love when they just build some colors in. It usually gets all hidden at some point, but it's in there. Got to remember to do that in my builds. Put in some fun colors. Or little hidden, you know, animals or people or something. I have been so busy, I have not been able to do much of my mock building. And I'm so disappointed. I walk by my building room every time I leave my bedroom, and I get sad because I just haven't had time to build in there. It's just been so crazy trying to take care of everything going on, and we finally have the animals more stabilized than they were. We got through our cat surgery, which, if you're new to my channel, let me give you a quick lowdown on what's been going on. Sir Percival, or Sir Percy for short, my cat had to have a major hip surgery because he had a hereditary condition that they discovered. It took him about a month or more to discover it. But basically, when this condition, something happens, and at the top of the femur where the ball is to attach to the hip joint, it loses its the blood flow, or it reduces significantly. Never heard of anything like this before. And so that bone area becomes extremely weak. And it doesn't take much at some point in their lives for the hips to go ahead and break. And our poor guy, I'm just making sure I'm doing something right here. I'm a little confused. Here we go. Our poor guy took a jump over a puppy gate that we had up. And, I mean, cats should have been able to do that jump easily. The other cats have, and no problems whatsoever. But he landed just enough off that it went ahead and snapped both of his hip joints. And, I mean, we didn't notice anything except, he was kind of walking around a little stiff afterwards. They thought, the vets thought maybe he sprained something, and they monitored him and put him on some inflammatory medicine. And finally, after, it was probably closer to 2 months, I was like, something's really wrong. We have to figure out what's wrong. And so they were like, well, we can take x-rays, but they're expensive. And I'm like, he can't jump anymore. I said, we have to do something because this just isn't normal. So they took the x-rays, and sure enough, they found the condition, which required the surgery to fix them. And we decided to do it because you couldn't just leave this guy suffering like this. Every step was very painful for him. So they did this unbelievable surgery. Incredible what they were able to do. I won't go into the details in case anyone, doesn't do well with that kind of medical stuff, but he is doing fabulous. I can't believe how well he's healed. He thinks he can run around everywhere and do all kinds of stuff now, even though I keep fussing at him that he needs to be careful still, because it actually takes up to 6 months for a full recovery. But I think he thinks he's recovered. But he scared me really bad because I kept noticing what looked like bruising happening on him around the incisions. And this boy's got some serious incisions, or scars now, I should say. And they had to shave him. My boy looks up at like a poodle. He has no pants, but they left stockings on the bottom half of his little feet. It's pretty funny looking. I feel sorry for him. But you can really see the incisions. I've lost a piece. Oh, there it is. Okay. And so I was watching. Look at this. This is really cool. These are spaced at kind of a not a normal spacing. But then the way we just did that, it pops right on there. So you can really see the incisions well still, and it takes a long time for cat fur to grow back. Much longer than it takes. I mean, I guess my dogs all have to be groomed. Their hair keeps growing because I have Schnauzers and a Cocker Spaniel. So I'm used to fast growing hair, but not with him. He's going to take a while to get his clothes back on. But we kept noticing what looked like bruises. And I emailed them, and I was like, I'm really worried about this. And they were like, okay, let's keep an eye on it. It kind of looks like, but then it kept getting worse. And sometimes it looked like it would get worse, and then it would get a little better. And I didn't know. I was just a nervous wreck about it. So I emailed the doctor yesterday, the surgeon, and I was like, I'm very concerned about this. We're going to turn this guy around, and he's going to snap into those alternating connectors. So see how we're kind of building up his body there. Pretty cool, huh? Let me make sure I have that right. I've kind of got it like that, I guess. Okay, I think that's right. We're going to make some feet now. And we're going to make 3 of them, all the same. He's got his kind of tripod feet. I got a call back from the surgeon's office. And the lady who called, she was really very patient and very kind. I send pictures through the email because that's how they like you to do it. Send the pictures, tell them what's wrong, and then they can kind of evaluate and then call back very quickly. She was very patient, very kind. She actually had to leave a message because I was in the middle of doing something. I didn't hear my phone ring. And she said, I've taken a good look at the pictures that you send, and I'm pretty sure that that's fur growing back. And I'm thinking, what is this lady talking about? This is not, I would know if it was fur growing back. But she goes on, she says, a lot of times around a big incision like that, there can be fur grows back, and it can change. it can either be thicker or darker. And so she's like, but if you're still concerned, we can look at it closer and stuff. So I go over to Sir Percival and I start inspecting this and kind of lifting the fur up. And really, I was so careful not to touch that area because I figured it hurt, because he's still on pain medicine. He still has some pain levels. I'm going to do that piece again 2 more times. It's fur. It's fur growing back in all these different shades of dark. Everything else around it's kind of a pale black, a really dark gray. He's a tuxedo, so he's a black cat, but I'm gonna put a picture of this on for you so you can see. It really does look like bruises, but it's not. It's fur. And I mean, he was just been running around and playing. I thought, how can he be so active if he's constantly bruising himself? Well, that's because he's not bruising himself, and I was just not catching it. So, kind of funny. The lady was so kind. She was probably thinking, what an idiot. But she was very kind to me. And I'm just thankful that it's just fur growing back and he's not bruising, because I was really worried for him. But other than that, he's doing really good, and we have to keep an eye on him. His back legs are, I would call them loose, wobbly. Let's just put it this way. His ball and joint attachment is no longer there on his hips. How they're able to do what they do is beyond me, but he's healing just like what they want him to heal, but he's kind of a little loose back there, more so than he was before. And so he kind of walks, and sometimes his little back feet will actually, when he's walking, they'll actually kind of cross each other like this. Okay. But it's pretty sweet. Oops, I forgot these little top pieces. But we can let him have more freedom, so there's been a lot less work going into the monitoring of him, because he required a lot of care, which makes a lot of sense. So that's nice. So I thought that I would, once I got through that, would have a little bit more time to be able to build more. But I haven't gotten very lucky, because now I'm in the middle of trying to get organized for 2. My goodness, now I'm just multiplying. It feels like 3, I'll put it that way. 2 graduations, 1 from high school and 1 from college for my kids. And oh my goodness, I have family coming in, and I'm trying to orchestrate everything and get the graduation party planned out and the ceremony, because we homeschool our kids. And so our child graduating from high school, we're planning out the whole ceremony, and then the college will be easy. I just have to show up and do what I'm told. That'll be nice. But we're having it all around the same time because of all the family coming in. So, no, wait a minute. Yep, I did that right. Okay, so they connect onto this end. Nope, I did that wrong. They connect onto this end, with the round discs are going to attach to him. Okay. So I'm thinking that maybe if I can get past the graduations, I will actually be able to focus more on Breckenridge and be able to do more building and more videos, and I'm excited about that. Okay, so he's got his feet on. Isn't he awesome? And we're going to move on to bag number 3. We're going to build an interesting little thing to start with that goes up on the top of him. I don't know why, but I really like this little thing. It's just kind of fun. Although I'll tell you, since I had to take this thing apart, this part was a nightmare. My hands were aching after it. because of all these little pins that are going in. It's just crazy. Okay, we're going to take 2 of these guys and we're going to put these little black pins in. Now you want to make sure that when you're putting these in, they face outwards and not inwards. Make sure they get pushed up all the way so they look like that. Okay? That's going to be important later on. I'm not sure what these little things are called, but they use a lot of them in this set. They kind of, I guess, make the ends of them secure so they don't slip out. It's probably a much better way of saying that, but oops. Okay. Put 2 of these little guys in there. And then you're going to have to do this at the same time or otherwise. There we go. Snap that in. Okay, and then it goes on. And if you'll notice, there's 2 holes left. And then those connection points. And there we go. It snaps in. That's actually where we're going to be attaching his arms to. So it gives his arms a little bit of movement. I really do love this guy. I think he is so well built. Oh, there was our first sticker piece that I put together. He's got these cute little, they're very simple stickers, but they just kind of add to his overall. And then, looky here, we're going to put 2 more. He's got little polka dots on him. And this down here. And this becomes like this little, I've done something very wrong here. I was like, that doesn't look right at all. We got to flip those around. Okay. And it goes back here and it's like this little, I don't know, side plating maybe. And now we get to actually build up his arm. This is actually the most, I would say, Technic-like portion of the build, his arms. It hasn't been bad so far. I kind of was afraid when I first picked it up because I struggle a little bit with Technic sets. I can do them. I'm just going to be honest, I don't enjoy them as much. I think it's just uncomfortable with my hands to be working with all of these attachments. Let's pop that in there. But he hasn't been bad at all in that regards. There we go. I had that a little loose. Except for this part. This part's a little bit technical as far as all the little pieces going in. But it's not bad at all. All right. There's this little fun piece. And then we're going to build the next part, which I believe is his, all right, it's guns. Okay. We got to put this on this. And then some more of these little, they use them as the insides of tiny wheels as the, my goodness, what is that called? I hate it when the right word leaves your brain. It's the wheel rim, you know, what the tire goes on. I'm going to put some more of these down here. This is where you start to use more and more of these. Oops. Okay. We got this. And then we're going to hook it onto, nope. Make sure we're doing this right. Oh, well, it would have been very helpful if I had put these on the ends of this. wouldn't it have? Don't forget that part. And now this can connect in. Look at that. Now it looks good. Okay. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited about the Summer Olympics coming up in Paris. I love watching the Summer Olympics and the Winter Olympics. I think the Winter Olympics may be my favorite, if I'm being completely honest. All right, we're going to do this other piece. But I love watching them, but I also am a big fan of watching the Tour de France bike race. Well, I'm a big fan of watching any of the professional bike racing. And I have to be honest, I'm actually disappointed that they're not going to be finishing in Paris this year with the race. And I understand why, but I'm still pretty disappointed. Oops. That should have had another one of those on there. And now I've messed it all up. That's okay, we can put it back together. All right. So yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed about that. It's just not going to feel the same. Now, one of these has a sticker. There you go. He has a little sticker on him. And then we're going to alternate like that. And then this guy is going to go. Trying to match the picture here. I want him like that. So that's his arm. But first we're gonna, this is so much fun. I absolutely love how they're using, I gotta make sure I get them in the right spots here. These pieces, the whips, to actually be, I'm so sorry, this was up too high. Like the wires that you see on a lot of the droids. Let me see, it goes in here. And then this one wraps around there. Okay, that was a little tricky for some reason. My fingers weren't wanting to work with me. Look at that. And I love it. They have, I've seen other sets with these, using these pieces, and I think that they're amazing. Okay, we're gonna pop it right into there. And he's got his arm. And we're gonna add this one other little piece here. It's like, I don't know. It's completely loose, and that's really helpful when it comes time to actually roll him up into a ball, because he can roll up. Because this actually can move in that piece just as kind of, so it doesn't cause any restrictions. Isn't he looking amazing? All right, on to bag number 4. We're gonna build the next arm to our Droideka. Oops, I put that in the wrong spot. Let me get this. Put that down there. And this also has that little back armor plating. Oops, trying to roll away on me. That the other one has over there, which is kind of cute, has those sticker pieces that we put on. And we'll make sure we do this right this time. All right, and then we'll flip that around and he goes right back there. And hopefully this second arm won't give us too much grief. I don't know about you, but the spring weather is just so fickle. It's either hot, or it's cold, or it's perfect. At least that way here. We used to live right in the middle of the mountains in Colorado. And spring there was a different situation, because it was a lot of snow. all the way up until, I mean, we had snow sometimes on the 4th of July, so you never know. All right, now what have I done? No, that's right, okay. It was looking confusing there for a second. So it's maybe not as fickle here in the south as it was up there, but I remember the day that we brought my son home from the hospital. In October, it snowed. So you kind of couldn't get away from it. It ended late, started early, and I miss it a lot. Oh, let me see, I'm trying to hold too many pieces at the same time. But I do love what you're able to grow down here, and it's a little bit easier to handle the more mild temperatures, I suppose. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, just one goes on, and then it goes in. Oh no, I'm putting it on the wrong piece. Oh my goodness. And then you put 2 on the back side. I'm doing this a little out of order. And then there's this one. But I think I would rather it actually get to where it's a little bit more consistent with its temperature, but I'm afraid that by asking that, I'm going to just be asking for hot. So I should probably be content to have it more. Oops. More sporadic, maybe. I'm just doing all kinds of stuff wrong, aren't I? Okay. It's really cool the way they did this, though. These arms. I'm getting really excited to build the diorama. I can't imagine how cool it's going to be. I love having those on display, and when I heard that they might be doing the pod racing, I was beside myself with excitement. What a perfect one to pick. I feel like that there's so many scenes that could be done, especially from those first, well, goodness, how would you do it? They're not the first 3 movies, but they're the first 3 in the series, I guess, in the storyline. Okay. My hands are just not working right. All right, now we're going to flip it over that way. I am struggling with an autoimmune condition. It's causing the beginning stages of arthritis in my hands, and some days my hands they do not want to work right. They get really clumsy. And no matter how much I fuss at them, they don't listen to me. Okay, I think this one goes, to the back side. And then this one comes around to the front. Well, he just doesn't want to go in there, does he? He's kind of loose. Okay. Now, put his arm on and then do this other little thing. That one went together really fast. It's probably because it's the 4th time I've made one of these. That probably helps some. He is looking really awesome, super cool, and we're on to pack number 5. We are going to start this bag by putting a couple more whips up here. We're going to push them down. Can't see what I'm doing there, can you? Push them down into there and then connect them to that little hook there. It makes it look so cool, doesn't it? And we're going to do the same thing over here. Connect all of his wires together. I think that out of all the droids, other than R2-D2, because, you know, he's the best, I love these guys the best. They are so cool. And they're seriously tough. I mean, if you were going to meet, there is, I'm sorry, I was going to say if you were going to meet a cool droid, then this would probably be one of the coolest. I mean, they have their own protective shields. They're pretty tough guys. So there was a guy. Oh, now I'm not going to be able to describe him well. He was on the Clone Wars series, and he was a droid, and he cracked me up. Oh, now I'm going to have to go try to look him up and see who he was. But I liked him too. There's been some good ones. Let's see if we can put that down. They've definitely done a good job in the Star Wars universe of making some really awesome characters. And that includes their droids and any other kind of creature that they make. I mean, one of my favorites is the monster guy that's, oh, now I've forgotten his name. I can't remember anything today. This is not my day. What is he? He's the guy that Luke drops down into. You're going to have to help me out and comment below and tell me what in the world that creature's name is. In Jabba's palace, you know? We need one of these going in there. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. So if I remember correctly, we're going to build his back armor plating that goes off on the back side of him. And, you know, I was actually thinking, it was kind of funny. I was actually thinking that the designers, I wonder if they were mimicking him a little bit. Make sure I do this right. No, he goes in here. Okay, I'm like, that is like a matching game. That goes together. That doesn't. Okay, we'll put it in there. If they were mimicking the roly-polies, you know, the little pill bugs that roll up, we have them all over the place here. And you know, they're the one kind of bug that a lot of bugs freak me out. But that's one bug that I don't mind at all. I think they're kind of cute. Although we do end up having colonies, I'll put it that way, of them. And sometimes when you happen upon a colony when you're moving stuff around, it's a bit much. Like, do you have to congregate with that many of you? Because that's kind of creepy. But we just kind of relocate them. That and worms, because worms are very useful to the garden. Okay, we need one of these. There we go. He has a sticker on him, and then these also have stickers that we put on, or I put on earlier. Let me find it, because there's quite a few that don't have it. Oh, he's hiding from me. There he is. But I keep worms in the garden because they really help aerate our soil, because it is pure clay and pure awful. Constantly having to do things to fix it up, and it's just, ugh. I promise you, I feel like we're built on a rock. Oops, I want to bring those down one. I think we might have well as been, and I don't see how in the world the plants grow as well as they do in it. But I'd be curious as to know if maybe they took him a bit of inspiration from that off of him, because of the way he rolls up and stuff. I think that would be adorable if they did. Nope. Let's bring him down one. If we don't, there won't be a space to put those little guys. And then here we go with our matching game again. So you can do all kinds of movement there, which is nice, unless you snap him off completely, like I just did. Well, what did I do? There we go. Got him back on there. Okay. Okay, I remember this part being a little bit tricky. I need a piece. There we go. Let's see if we can do this right. I took a break for lunch, and Matt comes downstairs and shows me about a new up-and-coming set that was just started to be announced, and it is an artwork of the Milky Way. Okay, we are actually going to be up at my son's college graduation when this set is released, and we won't be close to our LEGO store. So my daughter and I just figure that's fine. We're just putting an order in online. That is an unbelievably gorgeous set. Put the wrong piece in. I can't even tell you how excited I am. It's one of those sets where it's just like, I don't care how much you cost. Here's my money. Just take it. Unbelievably beautiful. It uses all kinds of colors. It's very unique of the pieces that they're using. I am just so excited about this. It is just going to be, and I know exactly where I'm going to hang it. And it's big. I need to focus on collecting all of the artworks because I really, really love them. But this one, oh my goodness me. Okay, we did two of those, and we're going to put them on wrong, I suppose. So we're going to put them on. Look at me, I get so rattled when I get excited. I just can't wait. It's coming out May 15th. So I'm going to put this up here. Why does that look? Oh, because I wasn't playing my matching game again. Here we go. The worst part about that is then having to wait for it to be delivered, which they're so fast at delivering. They're really great when you put an order in online. But still, but I'm too afraid that if I was to, I have to flip this back one up and then put it in the front one. Come, wow. But, oh, because it goes back one. I'm like, that's not working. Of course it's not working. There we go. And then bring this one down. We're going to secure that in a second. First we have to do something else. I'm afraid that if I waited and risked coming home from the graduation and then seeing if it was in stores, it's like, is it going to be one of those that gets bought up really quickly and then never comes back in stock? Or are you going to be able to find it easy? You never know with sets. And some of the ones that I think will be there end up staying, sold out for a long time. So it's, at this point, I never worried about it before because I thought, well, when it'll come back, and when it does, then I'll work on picking it up. But a lot of these sets I really want to try to get up. Now for you guys on this channel or on our other channel where we're doing the speed builds of Legos and Lego sets, and let me see here. This goes in here. Of course, it doesn't want to. There we go. This really starts to be a funky little thing. But just keep doing what they say, and it'll work in the end. Let's just hope I did it right this time. I did it right last time. But I don't know if I want to risk it. Okay. I've got to figure out how this is going. And we're going to spin it around here. I want to make sure I do this right because it really is kind of funky. Okay, so it's got all the places that it needs to go, but it's got a whole bunch that has to go in. So it's like getting everybody in there is a nightmare. I'm going to worry first about these tannish looking ones. And then I'll try to get these gray ones in. Ugh. When there's too many connection points, it's really hard to get them lined up. I don't know why I struggle with this so much. Come on. He just does not want to go into this one in here. Not sure what his problem is. Got that one in. Okay, one more to go. You just kind of have to be patient. But it's like, okay, which way are you patient with? Okay, this one is loose, but don't worry. It's going to work out. I fretted about that earlier, but it works. Oh my goodness. Okay, now we're going to work with another part. This is definitely the part that gets a little bit tedious. But I'm in trouble because with the Star Wars sets coming out and with these new space ones coming out, and then you have the rumor of potentially a Lord of the Rings set coming out in June. Okay, so we pushed that through there, if you saw, and then we're going to put this in here. And then we're going to put that in to seal that all up. Okay? I'm in trouble. My budget's in trouble. Gonna have to get a second job. Or something. All right. It's like a little tail that we're building. It's pretty cute. We need 2 of those. Oops. I picked up every piece I didn't need to get to the one I needed first. And those are going to go. So basically making it, just kind of stair-stepping it down. And then on this one, we need, let's see, one angle that goes that way, and then the other angle goes that other way. So the angles are going to kind of slope down from the outside, if that makes any sense. Pretty cool, huh? And there's that contraption. Okay, now we have 3 more pieces left, and they're very important. We are going to, we need this. Oh my goodness, did I do something wrong? I am awfully glad that I just caught this. We are going to have to remove that gray, it's the hard part. And when we put this in here, we were supposed to also attach it into there. I remember now, it was a little finicky. I don't know how I forgot that part. Okay, so I'm trying to, jiggling all over the place here. Gotta line all of those up and get them in. We got it. And then that one goes in there. That one goes in there. Wow. That would have been a bad mistake. Now that that's ready, let's flip back here. Goodness. I should have remembered that. We're going to put this in. And I believe that this hole right here is going to line up with those 2 holes. see that. And then our pin, our long, I'm not sure what this is called, a rod probably. He's going to go through here all the way through, leave a little bit on each side, and then these attach there. See? And then they seal him in. Ooh, well, we almost made a huge mistake, but we got it figured out, and now he's looking really fabulous. And we're on to our last bag. For this bag, we're going to use our plaque that came in the set, which is really cool. And there's a lot of pieces. And I thought, what in the world were they going to use this for? And I'm still just so excited because, well, okay, let me tell you about it. Let me tell you about what we're going to do first before I get too excited, because I get really very excited about this next part. But first, we're going to make his little top of his little head, and we'll give it the attention it deserves. So you want, this is important, I messed this up. You want this part that has this curved piece to go up, okay? Because it can attach either side, but you want it to go up because of the next part. We're going to make his, maybe we'll call that his neck. And then we're going to do this part. I think he's just so adorable. And I can't wait to show you how he curls up. Okay, now this is going to go here. Okay. And then we're going to keep... Wait, we need these angled pieces first to go in there. Keep kind of putting brown on him. Now, here's another really exciting part. We're going to put these little pins in here. I'm really tickled about this too. It's not the super exciting part, but it's the it's another almost exciting part. They're using lipstick that they use in the Friends sets, and they're putting them in here as the barrels to the little part of the barrels to the guns that are on his I guess his face. I mean, it's so genius. And I just love that. I love when they do unique things like that. We're going to use a droid arm on a droid. Okay, so we got that, and that's going to go in here like this to do his last gun, and then we're going to use one more lipstick and put it in there. I mean, isn't that awesome? I just love it. And then he's going to attach up here. So now he's got his whole head on. And he's actually done and looking fabulous. All right. But next, we're going to go to this next part. I am horrible at looking at the box too much. I don't have to see much to get excited and pick up a set. I don't scour the box for details. And so sometimes I'm shocked at little things that are plain as can be if you look at the box, but I don't catch them. We are getting ready to build a mini Droideka to go on this display stand. And he is so adorable. And I love him. And I almost love him as much as I love the big one. It was such a special little addition. You get your 25 years of LEGO Star Wars plaque, which is awesome. And then, now, on this sign, don't put them at the end. Put these two connecting pieces one in on both sides, and then it'll fit perfectly on your stand. Okay? Now, let's build this little guy. He's just the sweetest. I guess you shouldn't call him sweet because he's kind of, you know, a tough guy. But they have these clear round plates with the hole in them. And I've been looking, want them in clear. I need them in clear, and I don't have any. And there you go. My first set that I found some clear ones. Pretty exciting. Okay, we're going to build him up in here. And look at what they use for his legs. I mean, they're piece use. I'm always, always, always mesmerized at what to make a miniature thing, the pieces that you can utilize. I'm not great at doing it myself, and so I'm just always amazed at what they're able to figure out. Need to work on this. I need to work on my skill. Practice makes perfect, but I get just really excited when I see genius ways of doing things. But what a bonus, huh? To add this guy in. I think he's just awesome. I'm going to put these little antenna guys. I'm guessing these are his guns. Figure out if these are his guns or his arms. Oh, goodness. Yeah, it's this little part of him. Okay. Now he needs to go. Oh, he needs to go that way. So sorry. And then he's going to attach onto here. Oops, snap him in. I know he doesn't look like much right now, but just give him a second. He will. This goes onto here. This is his little black back, excuse me. No, I did it again. Flip this around. I keep making that mistake. So he's got his little back plating. And then we're going to make some of the coolest guns. We're going to take these two pieces. Look at that. Super cool. And then they're going to attach onto here. Oh, he's a little delicate. Don't push too hard. Then he has his arm. Ugh. Cram that in there. And then he has his other arm. But he needs some guns. So we're going to take an actual gun piece, hook some binoculars on there. I mean, why not? Get those on the end, and we have got a droid meant for business. Okay, so if you weren't going to buy the set for the big version, you got to buy it for the little one. Let's see, let's spin you around a bit there if we can. Okay. And then he goes, let's see, pull him up. He goes right here. His arms are kind of funny. I'm not always satisfied. I just want to, I'm so sorry, tweak him a bit there to get him in the right placement. I think it's that this base has to twist, this part, to get this part of his gun right. It's kind of like funky. Well, his head's coming off. Goodness. So if you figure out how to get him perfectly lined up, because I fight him a little bit, trying to feel like he's in the right position. That looks better. Oops. So he's a little funky, but he's awesome nonetheless. Let's put his little head back on. Okay. Okay, the set is awesome. If you can get it to pop on here. The set is awesome. The miniature's awesome. The big one's awesome. It's just amazing all the way around, but don't go anywhere yet because I'm going to show you how to curl him up into his ball. So first, you have to take his legs off, okay? And then lift his little arm things up. And, wait, that's my picture to make sure I'm doing this right. Then you fold his arms up. And And this basically just, everything just kind of curls up. You can kind of just smush it all together like that. All right, and then take his legs and pop them back on. They kind of hold his arms in and his back plating there. And there you go. He's all rolled up and ready to go. Isn't that awesome? All right. Well, that was an awesome set. Exciting to get it early. Can't wait to display it, and so glad you were here to build it with me. And I'm very excited to see you soon. Be checking back often for the this pod racing diorama that'll be posted soon.